Thanks for tuning into the vlog. I got my flu jab, so if I'm rubbing my arm, it'll wear off fairly soon. And I'm one of very many people in our organisation in the first week of our flu vaccine campaign who are off getting their flu jab. Now, talking of vaccinations, obviously we've had the rather extraordinary and slightly ridiculous stuff, haven't we, about autism from the United States. Doubtless in due course some sort of misinformation in the direction of linking vaccine and autism, for which there is, of course, absolutely no evidence and much evidence to the contrary. Likewise, no evidence on pain medication either. The key message is never ever take clinical advice from your chief executive or from the president of the United States. Today, as a board, we've been spending time on the weights that people have to get a neurodevelopmental diagnosis. And we'd be really proud at Ardash, haven't we, of the work that we are doing to get to a 4-week wait. But we have to be honest with ourselves and with our community that 4 weeks feels a distance away for people working and waiting in our children and young people and our adult neurodiversity services. The board discussed in public today the credible path to success in Rotherham and in Doncaster and in Northamptonshire for children and young people, but the very real difficulties of then getting NICE approved treatments in North Lincolnshire, where services have recently been ceased by some of our partners. We also had a very honest conversation about the radical changes that will be needed in our adult services over the next little while in order to deliver a service whose scale meets the monthly referral pattern. And I guess that talks to an organisation where the board is discussing openly some of the difficult and challenging things that we face as an organisation, as well as the many positive things that we have begun to celebrate. It's not all about talking about priorities that come from the centre. I had the wonderful experience this week of going through each of our delivery reviews. Now, if you're a care group director, that always worries you on the Friday vlog because you wonder what I'm going to mention. Well, honestly, the thing I'm going to mention is a set of slides that came from the physical health and neurodiversity care group. And those slides, which are on the screen, testify to the, if you like, bottom-up, but also mobilised work that colleagues are doing on many of our promises, perhaps particularly those focused on health inequalities and those focused on home first. And the message from Rebecca, from Sam and the team was very much that these promises had taken root across the 3 directorates of the physical health and neurodiversity care group. I know that's true in many other parts of our organisation, but I just wanted to acknowledge all of the hard work and remarkable work that is going on. A part of that, of course, is this huge mobilisation of research interest within that care group. Some fascinating research studies that have started, and lots of people getting involved in research who haven't been involved before. So huge shout out to Steph Blythe, who's been a key part of making much of that happen. And you know why I'm talking about research and innovation, because we've got our leaders conference next week, and we will be focusing there on what it will take to really put innovation in 2026 and 2027 absolutely at the heart of our organisation. Now, sometimes when we think about innovation, we think we're really having a conversation about that new thing that's suddenly going to alter how we provide healthcare, disrupt what we do. And of course, there's a bit of that. But we're also thinking about innovation in terms of how we deliver our quality measures, how we become more productive, and yes, how we move actively into that neighbourhood health space. And part of the skill to be innovative is the humility to be able to adopt the things that a colleague has demonstrated are effective. And if we're going to become more consistent in our care, either across our wards, as we've talked about, or across our community services, that humility will be a really important part, alongside curiosity, of our journey to innovation as an organisation. It's never all about the money. It's about how we make best use of the resources that we have. But you know that as a board, we've been having conversations about next year's financial position and some difficult choices that we will need to make. I don't think there's specific detail to share here today, but we will start a regular channel of communication as we work through the various financial choices we'll need to make in October and November and perhaps early December. Then the intention is to be in a space where we're able to engage any necessary formal consultation for the specific departments that are affected in, let us say, January and February, probably towards the latter part of January. So I'm trying to give you a sense, not that this will be over quickly, but also it doesn't go on for a very, very long time. The financial plan that we're wanting to have for next year, yes, does make difficult choices, as I spoke to you about a month ago, but it also continues a pattern of investment where we are trying to make a real difference for patients. Now, last not least, we're already thinking about Christmas, but before that, we're thinking about Diwali. You will have seen that the twin decorating contest has now been launched, one for October the 20th and one for the 25th of December, of course. So please do get involved in that if you can. But before that, maybe get your staff survey completed. Join me in having your flu vaccination. You'll have a loved one for whom that matters. And also reflecting on the videos my colleagues in CLE have been sending out over the last little while. You might just find time at 1 o'clock on Thursday, the 2nd of October, to join us in a reflective conversation about our work to fight discrimination. There's a lot on, but at the heart of it is you doing fantastic work. Thank you for that. Keep yourself and your friends and your neighbours and your patients safe. Get that flu vaccine. Over 350 people already have. Cheers.